Alright, everyone who's watching this for some odd reason on YouTube, I don't know. This is Katawa Shoujo, some kind of visual novel type deal, I guess. I don't know. Gotta fix my mic. And, yeah, I'm just gonna randomly stream this and record it and play it because I just said something, I don't know, I was bored.
Stop acting like you want to do this.
I never said I wanted to, I just said I'm doing it because I'm bored.
Just no.
I want to. I want to sit here and read, and read, and read, and read. You can watch this too on the stream, John. And read. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like a wooden wind chimes.
You sound like my grandmother. And she's dead. No.
This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees. I'm gonna have so much of a hard time. I'm terrible at reading sometimes. Why would I pick this game? Provide a beautiful green canopy, something far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I thought my internet was like dropping. As I was saying, there is no need for it to drop. This game should not be so hard on me. Just how long am I expected to wait here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliche goes, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. Okay. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. Can I just hit spacebar? Yes, I can hit spacebar. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only signs of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. This guy is really in depth with these things. Like, you're just standing there out in the snow and you just start thinking these things. Like, you know, I'm just sitting there and it's snowing. It feels like time has slowed down.
Oh my god.
The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hisao, you came. I'm not going to be good at girl voices, by the way.
Oh god.
A hesitant, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to 100 of times, but never as more than an eavesdrop to a conversation.
Mother.
I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
I think he's nuts.
What the fuck is her name? Iwanako.
Iwaniko.
Anawako. And Iwanako. Jeez, this is gonna be tough. I got a note telling me to wait here. Is it yours? I'm just gonna be because the Hisao is me, so I'm just gonna use my voice to be him.
Huh.
Damn it! I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. What the fuck am I doing with my life? A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. He's got a boner. That's what happened.
God.
No. Uh-oh. My heart is pounding now as if it was trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. I'd be fucked up. What? So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. I have no idea what the fuck that noise, that word is. Noise is music to my ears. Inawakako. I'm just butchering her name. That girl flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger.
This game is getting quite odd.
All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know, why is it beating so red? If you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I wanted to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reached up to try and massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hisao! My whole body freezes, save for my eyes. I think that meant to say same, because it says save. Save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak in the knees. The world around me, the canopy of the bare branches, the dull winter sky, that girl's name, running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of her screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. So I think I just had a heart attack. It's a great way to start this game. Oh, and there's also this odd intro scene I remember. Four Leaf Studio presents Katawa Shoujo. Johnny, you watching the stream?
Playing Risk
You
of
should
Rain.
watch. You can pause.
Why would I want to
Just
watch
look.
it?
No,
though?
just look. This intro scene.
Alright.
Got a thing of water. And I see Skull Kid's back. He's probably like, what the fuck is this shit? I couldn't tell you what this is. Like, it's like an anime, like right now that's happening, like the cutscene, like the little intro of waking up in the hospital, but like they couldn't do that for the game.
It reminds me of like Pokemon. And I'm having internet issues, dear God, it's slow.
That or your computer's just shitty. No.
I blame my dad. The thing looks like a dick.
Thank you.
And I'm loading again.
It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. I have no idea what that word is. Arrhythmia?
How's it spelled?
Arrhythmia.
Huh.
Arrhythmia. It's like a strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal.
Oh dear God, this game is just based about depression, isn't it?
Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on for so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had two hemorrhages apiece. The fuck? I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure.
Then where would you live if you had the cure?
Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began to trickle down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy has been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came on a regular basis. Even that girl's name that I can't pronounce was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them.
Hold on.
But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave.
There we go.
He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there's at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism, I don't know, for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more of a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, if you thought about that in that way, after consuming them, I would go back for more. He was consuming the knowledge of the books. He wasn't eating the books.
Oh.
For some reason, some people probably think that. I found that I liked reading, and I think even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. Days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like the time blurred into something kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surround me would painfully crash into my consciousness. Through the barrier of something non-chalice, I don't know, I had to set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I were going to cry. But that happened only rarely. And I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor came in and gave me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he was trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is it supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you doing?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine."
Game over. You won.
"We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." The The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look at it myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. I'm trying to text and read at the same time, like both things. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and I don't know that. Probably that's what I'm hoping that's what. And dosages are listed line after with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting it only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I'd spoken with your parents, and we believed that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say, because we have the same voice. God damn it, Dad. The dad and the doctor have like the same damn voice. Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of the students live on the campus.
Oh wait, you're not even done with the little prelogue thing yet, are you?
I'm still in the hospital.
Oh dear God.
Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for the disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, then it wouldn't have a 24-hour nursing staff. You wouldn't make a hospital being a nearby selling point. Of course, that is the only if you want to go, but your mother and I are not really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at this chance to go back to school. I remember wanting to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That's what it is. I want to say it's a step down. I love how I haven't said a word. They're just talking to me, and I've just been speaking in my head. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but need a little help in one way or another. Your father is right. And many other graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability? That's what a disability is? I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring. Now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it now. It's futile. Or futile, whatever. I look around the room feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, What are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. This is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I can still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Act 1. Life expectancy. Oh, shit. Can I save real quick? I want to save. Create a new save state. Sweet. Return. Okay, the gate looked far too pompous for what it was. Taking a drink of water. In fact, gates in general seem to do that. But this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like. But couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees, and the smell of fresh-cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off, stay open-minded. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the lefty canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is a new school in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible, instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, and how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of a haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You, must be Nikki?
Him.
Nakai? So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Matao. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked for a brief checkup visit. God damn it. But there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon's probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. I'm gonna have to change his voice so God, that hurts. Waiting for me? I don't really like being center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable for a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down, the third door corridor is marked as the classroom for 3-3. Matao opens the door and enters. Good morning, class. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worry about it so much. At least not this soon. Look at all the ladies and some dudes. I'm not the teacher. I followed the teacher into the classroom and looked around. Partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of the new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's a lot of space left over around in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by a blackboard and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and the wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all looked normal, like students in any other school. But then, why wouldn't they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's not just immediately obvious. Then I noticed the one girl that seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendencies to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against lockers at the rear of the end of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she was doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Skull Kid, this game is called Katawa Shoujo. Some kind of visual novel, apparently, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know why I'm playing this. Don't ask. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except the one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for his applause I did not deserve. Yeah, it's a visual novel game, that's what it is. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai, and after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring that this is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied even with what little I said. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. God, it reminds me of my school days. Except thank God I never had to introduce myself.
Huh.
Mainly because I never had to change schools, which was always nice. Only
Yeah.
you did. But you never had to introduce yourself. You just so happened to be sitting next to me.
Yeah, right.
I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which makes me feel like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with one hand against her waist or her wrist, with that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. Jesus. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Why the fuck did I give him this voice? Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. Shit. She's the class representative. She can explain everything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we're working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi... God damn it, John, help me. Yeah, that teacher voice is shitty. John, give me a teacher voice that guy can have. That isn't sounding like a shitty Batman impersonation. Okay, John, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I said give me a teacher impression that doesn't sound like a shitty Batman impersonation.
Gay.
Hello. No, I can't do gay, because then it's going to sound bad, or it's going to be like insulting, and some gay people talk normal.
Well.
It hits me that I have no idea who she is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune. Whatever. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamachi, right? It's nice to meet you. What the fuck did she just laughs. So I did. John, help me.
Huh.
What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. God damn it. Whatever. I'm Misha. This one is the girl that I can't pronounce. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her. The one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me the whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has a short yet carefully neat, brushed hair. A pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose. And dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored, whatever. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. She nods, that girl nods. I'm just going to call her the blue-haired girl. Or sign language girl, and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shikan, Han, blue-haired girl. Yeah!
I feel like you're offending an entire culture while you're playing this game.
I'm sorry. She's deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. ... You're the new student, aren't you? Well, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Oh my God. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon. Hishan, right? Hishan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it?
Why did did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. Just look. You look just like I imagined. That's weird. Yeah, you just look like a chick. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Blue-haired girl, I think, taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitingly, their hands a blur. They're doing, like, ninja jutsus. No.
Huh.
Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Yeah, sorry about that. The blue-haired girl wants to know, because I can't pronounce her name, that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Yeah, but I wouldn't understand it. See, I don't know sign language. Probably. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out of her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Ha ha ha! That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really? Ha ha ha! The fuck's with her, John? Help me. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything. Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? Seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wahahaha. Alright. She's got a weird thing with laughing. Oh, and another thing. You don't have to call... Shikan. I'm just gonna call her blue-haired girl. Something so formal like this or class rep all the time. Just call her blue-haired girl. Haha. Yeah, thank you. Let me call her Shizune. That's easier. I'd rather call her Shizune. Yep, Shizune is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me, and literally. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assume would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Oh, right, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start working right away, or that person will get mad. This assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Wahaha, that too! I'm hating her. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finish it with a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's an odd-looking painting. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met the teacher down at the bottom floor. Hey John, it looks like our cafeteria. Looks like our old cafeteria. It's got like those small rounded seats that you sit on. And the rectangles for the, you know, where everyone would sit and eat lunch. It's just your basic cafeteria. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! I'm quickly going to do a save. Well, shit. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seemed great until I realized that many of them are to accommodate students with the special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indefinitely at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides. You should ask us if there's something. I wonder. I think I got everything. Ask about the library. Ask about Shizune's deafness. I think I got everything. Let's ask about the library. I remember my character does like to read. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives a kind of a frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. Every English teacher would kick your ass. That reading is not a healthy hobby.
Oh God. What's this game trying to teach you?
There is. It's on the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over at her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes in the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her. Even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher, getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I started yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Welcome to how I felt every day. This guy's just like me, sort of, on the first day of school. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today. Shizune, we've got to hurry Or no, Hishan, because I'm that name. We gotta hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around of it, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go?
Is that so? Well, we can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurse has their own building, so we can go outside.